Good evening and welcome to the Kashmir Truth. Over the next half hour, we'll tell you what the truth about Kashmir is. But why the need for us to do this show? Why to tell you that there is what is the truth on the ground? Is there an untruth about Kashmir? Yes, there's a lot floating around, and especially being propagated by our western neighbor Pakistan, which has a vested interest in destabilizing not just Kashmir, not just India, but the whole region. And that's why it propagates a lot of fake news, a lot of untruth, not just on social media. Let's just take a look at the kind of fake news that Pakistan propagates. This is a tweet by a Pakistani journalist, Hamid Mir. He's tweeted a video claiming to be of 16th August 2019, where he says that the Indian Army has used 4 detained Kashmiri boys as human shields. He's tweeted this and he's put a video on it. Hamid Mir has tweeted this video to be of the 16th of August, which is a fake video. When SM Hoax checked this video and this found it to be a fake video which Hamid Mir tweeted. Also, let's take a look at another fake video that Hamid Mir, senior Pakistani journalist, he put out the fake video of Kashmir, claiming that the Indian Army is persecuting Kashmiris. It shows we are not playing this video for you because it's really horrendous. These images can be really troubling and distressing, so we are not playing it out. It shows a man being beaten black and blue, but actually when SM Hoax Slayer checked this video, it showed that it is actually a video of Pakistani Punjab police beating up a Pakistani man and not the Indian Army torturing Kashmiris. So that's the sort of fake lies. This another fake account of an Indian colonel, Colonel Vijay Acharya's fake account was created. He's CEO of a battalion in Kashmir. In the tweet, the account claims that Colonel Acharya has decided to resign from the Indian Army, citing that the Indian Army is really torturing the Kashmiris. It says that Pakistan, it also claims that Colonel Acharya says that Pakistan has killed 25 soldiers of his unit, which is completely false. They created a fake account of Colonel Acharya. The AFP put out another video with this, which shows that the video shows clashes in northern India in 2017 after a guru was found guilty of rape. This is some other video, but the video was shown as that of Indian military officers attacking Kashmiri Muslims. Now the AFP, which is an international wise agency, did a fact check and found out this to be false. So it's not just the Indians who are finding it, who are calling it out, but the international news agencies, the international fact checkers are saying these fake videos coming out. Now what we put out is from verified Pakistani handles of Pakistani journalists like Hamid Mir, but the social media fake industry which the ISI is using as a propaganda tool churns out fake material minute by minute. And in fact, that is one of the reasons, thankfully, the internet in the Kashmir Valley by the administration in the beginning was put down just to prevent this sort of propaganda, because the authorities on the ground knew that Pakistan will use all means at its command to propagate false propaganda in Kashmir amongst the Kashmiris. Let's now tell you what the reality of the Kashmir is. These are shots that we are going to play out for you on what Kashmir today looked like. These shots are from Srinagar. These are shots of this morning today where there is traffic on the streets. Yes, the numbers of people are not, you don't see, crowded Lal Chowk. That's what Lal Chowk looked like today, and which is the heart of Srinagar. But you can see people moving around, coming out to, you can see a small kid bicycling there. People coming out to buy essential items, medicines, which are available. Dr. Syed of the Kashmir government is just, as we put out this program, is addressing a press conference in Srinagar saying the ATMs are working fine, schools have reopened, the private schools have reopened, the attendance may be thin, understandably so, but it's slowly picking up. Now, these are shots that we are playing for you of today. These are shots of Srinagar again, near the High Court, near the Secretariat. You can see people going to offices, people coming out. So slowly Kashmir is coming back to normalcy as restrictions have been lifted, and they are being lifted in a time-bound manner. In fact, preparations for the harvest season for the apple orchard growers is on in full swing. This is what the reality of Kashmir really is. And what we showed you earlier, the false propaganda put out by Pakistan. We've just shown you, as I said, only verified handles, unverified handles, the fake accounts that are propagating and churning out the social media machinery which the ISI has put out is for one to see. These are very selected videos that we put out for you. There are videos which are really, really disturbing, which we took an editorial call not to show it to you, because anybody, forget about the Kashmiris, I mean anybody in any part of India sees those kind of videos would get very agitated. But remember, they are fake videos. How does the common man check the authenticity? So we decided to bring you, put that vis-a-vis for you, so that what the real situation is versus what the propaganda machinery is putting out. And it's not just India. The world today is taking note of the situation in the international community is reacting. Bangladesh on Tuesday said that revoking the special status of Jammu and Kashmir is India's internal matter. Said that revoking the special status to Jammu and Kashmir is India's internal matter, and maintaining regional peace and stability should be the priority for all countries. Bangladesh's reaction on the issue came a day after External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar visited the country and held talks with the top leadership, including with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Bangladesh said, Bangladesh maintains that abrogation of Article 370 by the Indian government is an internal issue of India. Bangladesh has always advocated as a matter of principle that maintaining regional peace and stability as well as development should be a priority for all countries. Many countries including the UAE, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bhutan and Nepal have backed India's position on abrogating Article 370. Bureau Report, DD News. So as the world calls out Pakistan's untruth, Pakistan's lie, what does it mean for Pakistan as it gets isolated? Today, Bangladesh joined the list of the countries that I listed out. UAE was the first to support India's stand. Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal. Yesterday, France came out and said it's an internal matter to India. Prime Minister spoke with the US President. He spoke with the UK Prime Minister. What is the world, how is the world looking at the situation? To discuss that, I have with me Ambassador Sikand Tayal, former ambassador. Sir, many thanks for joining me on the show. As we put out Kashmir's truth, is the world being able to see the wheat from the chaff?
First, they tried to project that Article 370, the action taken by our parliament on August 5 and 6 is somehow illegal. No country paid any heed to that. Then Pakistan tried to say that India will attack Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and there is a grave threat to peace and security of the region, of the world. Again, then they convinced through China that the UN Security Council met, but there was no statement, there was no traction there to have even a formal meeting. Now Pakistan is trying to present a picture that things are very wrong within the valley, and these are the days of information warfare, these are the days of cyber warfare, and we have seen how social media is being used for totally fake news, as your report shows, and how wise the government of India has been to control all that and to stop social media in the valley, in
The
Jammu and
misuse of
Kashmir.
social media, really,
Misuse,
yes.
because people will get excited, people will get incited, and it will really mislead them, misguide them. And it is very important that for some time they should only get the correct news. But Pakistan's only interest is that there should be mayhem in the valley, there should be all kinds of loss of life and property, and they don't care about the welfare of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. They only want that there should be a lot of trouble there, and they are doing
So
their
you're saying
best
that
to incite trouble
you're
in
saying,
Jammu and
Ambassador
Kashmir.
Tal, you're saying they don't care about the Kashmiris,
Not at all.
their lives, and all that diplomatic support to the Kashmiri Brotherhood, and all that is a pack of complete lies?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So how, as I began by asking you, how is the world, Bangladesh today came out and supported, said it's an internal matter to India. India had been saying that from day one, saying that 370 is an article of the Indian constitution, ingrained in the Indian constitution. India found its use to have lapsed, and therefore the Indian Parliament by majority decided to abrogate it. With a clear majority, the Indian Parliament decided to do that, and Jammu and Kashmir remains an integral part of India. And for the development of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, the reorganization bill was passed. So, does the world now clearly see India's point and says that there are no, sort of human right excesses and abuses that Pakistan tries to project, that's not cutting ice with the world now?
See, all the countries which are suffering from terrorism, from religious fundamentalism, like Bangladesh, like France, like Russia, they understand that the real issue in Jammu and Kashmir is that Pakistan is supporting that kind of forces which will convert Jammu and Kashmir into another Afghanistan. They want to create support, they are supporting jihadists, murderers, terrorists. And which way Kashmir Valley was going? For 20 years all the cinemas have been closed, all the Kashmiri Pandits have been expelled, and the mainstream, so-called mainstream political parties have not been able to control all that. So Kashmir Valley was regressing towards a very jihadist kind of a society under the pressure of threat of the terrorists, because if you vote then they will kill you. If you become a panchayat president, you will be shot. That's why we see 8-10% voting there. So what all the neighboring countries and countries of the world have understood, that this battle is not really just for Jammu and Kashmir, it is an ideological issue between a secular, inclusive, democratic government which is represented by India and a very repressive, terrorism supported, jihadist supporting government like that of Pakistan.
Ambassador, you make a very interesting point. You say that countries are coming around, Bangladesh, France, Russia, by their own experiences, saying that how religious extremism can degenerate into terrorism and not serve political purposes, but be just that, terrorist activities, killing people. And these countries have gone through those experiences and they are understanding India's position, and therefore they understand the game Pakistan is playing. Why is China not understanding? Because China itself is a victim in Xinjiang, isn't it?
China, that is what I think our diplomats and all our leaders also try to explain to China, that what you are supporting in Pakistan is ultimately harming your own interests. But we should not forget that China has about $50 billion investment through China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and they have invested
so the real politics takes over.
Real politics takes over. I think that is a fact, and we should also understand that when we say Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, part of Ladakh is under the illegal occupation of China, so they have a certain direct interest also in which way Kashmir is going. So we should understand that.
So let me come to what the US President today said. The US President has made a very strange statement on Kashmir. He said there have been talks for hundreds of years, even under different names, but this is Kashmir, and Kashmir is a very complicated place. You have Hindus and Muslims, and I wouldn't say they get along so great. He's basically trying to insinuate that the Kashmir problem is a tough situation, and it could be a problem between, it could be a communal problem. Why is the US president making such statements?
One would like to ask President Trump, whatever is happening in Afghanistan, is it a Christian and Muslim problem? What is happening in France? There are so many terrorist attacks. Is it a Christian and Muslim problem? It is not. It is a terrorist versus normal people. It is secular versus fundamentalism. It
is a civilized democratic society versus the terrorists. That's
right.
what it is about.
That is what it is
about. It is
about.
not about sectarianism.
Absolutely
It's not
not.
about communalism. It's not about faiths, the clash of civilizations or the
Absolutely
clash
not.
of faiths.
Yes.
But why does the US president fail to understand this?
Well, all of us understand that President Trump has been a businessman all along. He is not really very conversant with the trends of history, with philosophy, with the ideologies, with the religious issues. So his understanding, we have to educate him. I think whenever there is a chance through directly,
the Prime Minister is meeting him over the weekend.
Prime Minister is meeting him, and I'm
on
sure
the sidelines of G7.
Absolutely. So Prime Minister will be able to tell him that what exactly is we are dealing with here. It is a inclusive, democratic, secular, liberal world against a very orthodox, very conservative, very religion-oriented
a communal
society.
and a sectarian state.
Absolutely.
I mean, a communal and a sectarian thought versus a civilized, progressive, essentially steeped in democratic ethos thought. That is what the fight is all about.
Right.
That's what
and
is playing
America
out.
has been fighting that battle. America has been fighting that battle. In Iraq, it has fought that battle. In Afghanistan, is still fighting that battle. So that perspective has to be made clear to him.
All right. Also, he's again made suggestions about mediating. He said Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Khan are both my friends. I'm going to meet Prime Minister Modi over the weekend in France. As you know, I will do the best I can to mediate or do something. Haven't the Indians very clearly told the United States and President Trump that thank you so much for your offer, we are not interested. It's a bilateral issue. Abrogating 370 is an internal matter of India, which India has every right to. Its parliament has legally passed that and abrogated that article, which is an article of the Indian constitution, and Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. As far as if Pakistan wants to talk, stop. We are open to bilateral talks. We are committed to the Shimla Agreement. We are committed to the 1919 the Lahore Declaration. So the Americans or anybody else, for that matter, does not have any role. So why aren't the Americans getting that point?
See, we have to deal with this very tactfully, very discreetly, and also in a way directly. There is a lot of pressure from Prime Minister Imran Khan on President Trump directly and indirectly to try to mediate between India and Pakistan, because Pakistan has understood that it has no leverage over India and there are facts on the ground which they cannot be reversed. And now President Trump wants to get out of Afghanistan. And to get out of Afghanistan, Pakistan must cooperate with United States to bring Taliban on the table. So there are many factors in play. But we are also an important country. We are a strong country. So we have to play it very diplomatically, very tactfully. I think we should not contradict President Trump very directly. But our Foreign Minister Jaishankar in Parliament has made India's stand very clear. India's stand has been made very clear to Mr. Pompeo, the Secretary of State, and the entire functioning establishment of United States. But I think President Trump is an important person. He is president of a friendly country. So we should not contradict him very publicly, but quietly, indirectly, we must convey to him again and again that thank you very much. We will be able to deal with Pakistan ourselves.
And you think that the Prime Minister will be bringing that up very in clear terms with the US President when he meets him on the sidelines of the G7 over the weekend?
Absolutely. So our Prime Minister will certainly try to put the whole thing in perspective, that what is the real issue in Jammu and Kashmir, that the forces which are being supported by Pakistan are all those forces which are terrorism oriented, which are religious fundamentalism oriented, which are against any kind of democracy and liberty. Those are the forces which are really being supported by Pakistan. So that is one part. And the second, that it is a bilateral issue. Jammu and Kashmir legally is part of India. What paper Pakistan has? On what basis does it claim Jammu and Kashmir?
It does not have a legal
they have
claim.
no-
They
no-
don't have a
nothing.
moral claim. They,
Absolutely not. We have the instrument of accession. So in fact they are under illegal occupation of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. As our defense minister has made very clear, yes, we'll talk about Kashmir, but we'll talk about the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, how to get it back.
All right. Ambassador Sahtal, we'll have that's all the time we have for. Thank you for joining us on the show and sharing your insights with us. Okay, let's look at what do the Kashmiris think. We spoke to a few people in the valley today, and this is what they had to say about the situation on the ground. We bring it to you from the horse's mouth.
लाल चौक इज़ द सेंटर ऑफ श्रीनगर सिटी। वहाँ से रिस्ट्रिक्शन हटना बहुत खुशाइन बात है, एक अच्छा कदम है। तो ये बड़ा माने की रखता है। वहाँ स्कूल्स है, शॉप्स है, होटलियर्स है, रेडे वाले हैं, जितने भी गाँव से, पुलवामा से, इस्लामाबाद से, बारामूला से लोग आते हैं, वो सब लाल चौक में ही होकर जमा आते हैं। लाल चौक इज़ अ हब ऑफ बिजनेस सेंटर। रिस्ट्रिक्शन उठना इट्स अ हेल्दी साइड।
एजुकेशन तो ज़रूरी है, जैसे धीरे धीरे खुल रहा है, ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात है। अब घर में बैठ बैठ के स्टूडेंट परेशानी हो रही है, उनका सिलेबस भी लैग होता जा रहा है, तो होना चाहिए, जल्दी जल्दी खुलना चाहिए, अच्छी से और फर्दर डेवलपमेंट होनी चाहिए।
So that's what the situation on the ground is. Internally, Kashmir limps back, the valley especially limps back to normalcy. ATMs are open, people are going out to ATMs to withdraw money, people are going to their jobs, schools have opened, attendance is building up in schools, preparation for the harvest season for the apple growers has begun. People are coming out, medicines, essential items, there is no shortage of that. The administration of Jammu and Kashmir is working round the clock to ensure there are no shortages, and restrictions are being eased. The only reason for these restrictions was to stop the vile propaganda and the nefarious designs of our western neighbor Pakistan, who wants to destabilize the situation. They don't care about the Kashmiris, they just want Kashmir to burn. We'll be bringing you every day in the evening the news about what the situation on the ground is and how the world looks at it. That's it in this show. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.